John 18:25 to 27 presents one of the most painful moments in Peter's life. The disciple who boldly promised unwavering loyalty stood beside a charcoal fire and denied even knowing Jesus. Yet this passage is not ultimately about the failure of Peter, but about the faithfulness of Christ in the midst of human weakness. Peter had earlier declared that he would lay down his life for Jesus, but confidence in the flesh collapses under pressure. Standing among the servants and officers, Peter sought warmth from the same world that had rejected his Lord. Fear overtook courage, and self preservation replaced bold confession. Each denial exposed the instability of human determination, apart from resting in the finished work of God. The striking contrast in this scene is that while Peter denied Jesus, Jesus never denied Peter. Christ was already moving toward the cross, knowing fully what Peter would do. None of Peter's failures surprised him. Earlier that evening, Jesus had foretold the denials, demonstrating that divine knowledge and purpose were operating even through mankind's weakness. The covenant Jesus established was never going to rest upon the consistency of his disciples, but upon his own obedience unto death. When the rooster crowed, it signaled more than Peter's shame. It marked the certainty of Jesus' words. Everything unfolded exactly as foretold. The Old Covenant age was reaching its climax. Israel's leadership was rejecting their Messiah, while the true Lamb prepared to take away sin once for all. Human boasting, confidence in law keeping, and reliance upon natural zeal were all being exposed as insufficient. Peter's denials also reveal the universal condition of humanity under condemnation. Even the most devoted follower cannot produce righteousness through self effort. Yet the story does not end in failure, because resurrection restoration was already ahead. Jesus would later restore Peter publicly, not by demanding repayment for his sin, but by reaffirming love and calling. Grace would triumph over accusation. This moment also fits within the larger transition taking place in that generation. The kingdom was being revealed through Christ's death, resurrection, ascension, and the judgment events that would soon bring the old temple-centered system to its end. The confidence once placed in earthly religious structures would give way to the reality of the fulfilled covenant in Christ. Access to God would no longer be mediated through temple rituals, priesthoods, or sacrifices, but through the completed work of the Son. Peter standing by the fire among Christ's enemies becomes a picture of humanity trying to survive in fear and separation. Jesus going willingly to the cross becomes the picture of God reconciling humanity to himself. The passage therefore magnifies the triumph of divine faithfulness over human inconsistency. The good news shining through John 18:25 to 27 is that the Lord's love is not fragile. He knew every denial before it happened, yet he still went to the cross. The security of redemption rests not in the strength of man's promise to God, but in the strength of God's promise fulfilled in Christ.